Oh my god! And then I saw her on TikTok. I think her. Oh my god! Wow. Yeah, honestly, Mark, I only watch the weather on WJR on the weekends, or if I knew she was on. I didn't know that until I saw Kelly and started looking into it, so I had no idea. Why is that such an echo? Oh. But yeah, so I didn't know that. Good afternoon and welcome to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium, your host, and I have my co-host who is always with me if I'm lucky. And are you here?
You're very lucky because I'm here.
I love it. But who are you?
I am Coach Elex,
Coach
your
Elix is
husband.
in the house.
Yes, that's right.
I love it. And of course, we have Mark, who is producing the show. And by the way, I always say this at the end, but Mark has his show right before mine, 3 to 5, which is Mark's Jukebox. And check that out because it is really a fantastic show of a lot of times themes and how the song, I don't know how he does it, picks themes and finds songs that like fall under the theme, which is really cool. So, but that's Mark, and he's in the house and he's producing. So Elix, how are you?
I am excellent. How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired. I'm very, very tired, but I am. It's a good tired right now.
Why are you tired? Why are you tired?
Just being human and just going through some stuff last night and now and sort of it feels like just like getting unstuck and getting into a different plateau, and it is as tired as I am, I'm also as excited as I've ever been to. So
that sounds really awesome, Steve.
yeah, it does. It does. It's a new, it feels like it's a different perspective. It's a different everything. So I'm just coming from a place of being very, very grateful for everything that I have in you and friends and friends. Yeah, just friends.
So I wanted to tell you that, one of the things that I share with my clients, who are high-performing leaders, who are always growing, and it's safe to say that you are in that space of growth, right?
Yeah.
And how we often talk about our plate is full?
Yes.
I often tell my people that when we begin to expand and our plate gets full for our current state, the universe has a mysterious way to help us expand or get a new plate. And that's that part of that growth process. So I hope that makes some sense for you.
Of course, and I'm sure it makes a lot of sense for people listening. So, but this is a wonderful, fun show that we're here, and on Facebook Live, I just threw out the question, which is a very, very important question. So if you're not sitting down, sit, because you really need to think about this and put your whole mind and soul and body into it.
Oh my God.
When you eat a Pop-Tart, icing or no icing? That's a very, very big question. It's a very thought-provoking question. And I got to say, overwhelmingly, it was icing on Facebook Live.
And it should be. There's
I was just going to say,
no other way.
Elix is right with everybody with the icing piece. There were people that said no icing, and I've always been a no icing person until until we met, Elix, and I don't know, years ago we talked about Pop-Tarts or buying Pop-Tarts, and you said that there's no conversation about Pop-Tarts, icing or no icing, because it's going to be icing, right?
Exactly. I wouldn't eat it in any other way. So.
And then Jean on Facebook Live then just casually throws out, oh, by the way, there's a pumpkin Pop-Tart now. I mean, maybe it's been there every year this time of year, but I'm finding that. And also, Elix, as you know, every year I go crazy looking for is Pepperidge Farm's pumpkin spice cookies. So if anybody out there finds them in a particular place, shoot me an email or DM me, because I will go to the place to get them. They're so difficult to find.
It'll save us a drive across the country looking for the Pepperidge Farm pumpkin spice cookies. Yes. So.
And a couple of years ago, honestly, I hoarded them. I bought, I don't know how many packages and just put them like in the pantry closet and had them for months after. I mean, the problem is, there is an expiration date, but it's pretty far out there. But it's so hard. Usually, I found them in the Christmas tree shops. So I'm gonna have to try the one near us and see if they've got any pumpkin spice Pepperidge Farm cookies. But if anybody sees them in a market, let me know, because I need to find them. It's a priority, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And the last thing, because it came out on Facebook Live, and I did it because I know you were gonna say it, so I sort of initiated it, that Do you want to tell them about the toaster oven?
No, I think you should tell them about the toaster oven because that's it sounds better coming from you.
Why?
Just because I think I think by now everyone sort of knows you and they expect nothing but very interesting stories from you.
Yeah, psychotic, I think.
Gentlemen,
Yes.
a voice from above. May I interrupt?
Oh my
Sure.
God, you're so loud.
Okay, there we go. Is that better?
Yes.
May I interject? It says on Pepperidge Farm's website that Pepperidge Farm pumpkin spice cookies are available at Walmart and Target.
Oh, well, you know where I'm going tonight.
Now, I don't know how accurate that is. Okay. But they may not have them. But it says on the internet, if you go in and put in Pepperidge Farm pumpkin spice cookies, that's where it says too.
Well, you know, Mark Elix has been trying to figure out how he can mute you because he knows that now I'm going to be traveling to Target and Walmart with my sidekick. Right? That's what's, but Mark, thank you for that info because I will definitely check it out.
I am just trying to be helpful.
Well, you were very helpful. I love it. That's what I asked. So
thank
I
you,
love that,
Mark.
Mark. Thank you. Elix, isn't Mark great?
Yes, he is.
So before we go to break, let me just finish the Steven story. We get home from running today, and I come upstairs. Generally, the way we come home, Elix goes downstairs to see his mom, and I come upstairs and make coffee and make toast, whatever. And I asked Elix what he wanted, and he said toast. So I came upstairs, put the toast in, and then when he eventually came upstairs, I said, no toast because the toaster oven is broken. And Elix then walks over to it and says what, Elix?
Very easy for me to say, is the toaster oven plugged in, Steven? And of course, he never even crossed his mind to check.
Well,
And
the
he was
reason-
already convinced that we needed a new toaster oven and that we would not have toast this morning.
Well,
I'm like,
you know why? Who would think that the timer would still work? I just naturally assumed that the timer would be connected to the electricity. That if it wasn't plugged in, the timer wouldn't work. So of course, when I twisted or turned the timer, it started clicking and making the clicking noise. But yet the toaster wasn't working. So that actually happened in Maine. That the stove in Maine, when we were at our friend's house, and the stove wasn't working. So Elix called this handyman that our friends use named Bill, and he came over to check it out because we were like, it had been working. And then ultimately he came and looked at it for 2 seconds and said, somebody unplugged it.
Yeah, but that that is slightly different. We had painters working in our house. The last thing that they did was the kitchen. And unlike the stove, it's very easy to just move a small toaster oven just to double check to make sure it's plugged in. Just saying.
Well,
Just
the,
saying.
the stove story, Elix, I unplugged it and didn't even realize a stove would be plugged. I just never dawned on me. So when it wasn't working and I unplugged it to plug something else in.
The coffee machine. And I thought to myself, oh my God, why did I not think of checking what you did in the kitchen?
And this lumberjack guy who's so nice comes in and like he looks at us and looks down and said, "It's not plugged in." Well, you know what? It's always interesting with me, right?
It's absolutely always interesting with you.
Well,
there's
good.
not a dull moment like at all.
Well, that's good. At least I can bring something to the table, right? Which is a great thing. So,
You
listen,
do.
we're going to take a break. When I come back, I am going to start taking calls. If you will, if you've called in before and had a reading recently, if you could let that go for today and let people that have never called me or reached me so it can open the lines, I'd appreciate it. But 508-222-1320 is the number. So as soon as I get back, I'm going to start taking calls. And welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium with Coach Elix by my side. Even though you're really upstairs, you're not by my side, right? You're upstairs.
Yeah, but in spirit, and I'm always by your side.
Perfect. I love that. All right, let me go to Mark. Let me go to the next, or the first caller, rather. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Stephen? Karen.
Yes, hi. Who's this?
Karen.
Joey?
Karen.
Karen.
Oh, Karen. Karen, I'm sorry. I don't know where Joey came from. That I don't know where that came from, but Elix, you heard that so clear, and I messed that up. So, so Karen, how are you?
I'm good, Stephen,
Good.
and you?
I'm good too. So let me check in, Karen. One of the things that I wrote down as I was waiting for the first caller to come in was Don or Debbie or Donna or Dan. Where does the really strong D name Dolores, Don come in? Denise, either living or cross with you? Like, is there a friend, or is there like somebody close to you, or somebody who, like Dorothy, or I cannot get out of this D frame. Do you know?
No.
So is it?
No.
It can be a first name, middle name, last name.
Yeah, I can't think. I have a girlfriend's mother that's Dorothy, but nothing.
Is she still here, or is she crossed?
No, she's crossed.
Well, I wouldn't just knock that Dorothy off. It could be her stepping forward. And you said this is a relative or a friend of yours?
A friend of mine.
I wouldn't be too surprised if it could be this Dorothy, because there's a lot of people here, because there's also a really, really strong father energy for you. But before I say anything about that, this Dorothy, well, she keeps talking about the M name. Do you know the friend very well? Like, do you know family and stuff?
She's my best friend.
Well, then definitely it's Dorothy stepping forward, especially if it's a best friend. How is this family connected to the M, like Mary or Mike or something like that?
McCarthy.
Is that her last name?
Yes.
I love it, Karen. So just as a validation to know that it's definitely... Dorothy is the sweetest thing, by the way. She just clapped. She's like so excited. Like, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen. She's... And I love her because when I said that, she said to me, no, Karen is the sweetest thing. And she wants to give that as a really great validation. But she keeps pointing. She wants to make sure that you give your best friend a big hug from her. But she keeps pointing and saying that is your father crossed or here?
He's crossed.
So it's your father that's stepping forward into letting you know that he's here. He talks about the GJ name. So it's one of two things. It's either a John, Jim, Joan, or hand down, like a name passed down. Even though he said that it's a double validation. You must have there's not a Jack or a John or Jim connected to you?
Jack. Jack is my brother-in-law.
Well, but who's still here?
No, he's not. He's passed.
Oh my God! Wow, Karen. Wow, they're coming out of the woodwork for you. So know that your brother-in-law is also stepping forward to let you know he's here. But your father just talked about the hard times, the rocky times, the hard times, and that he wants to. I don't know if that makes sense, but he wants to validate that, and just know that one of the things that your dad just said to me is that Karen is a very special human being, a very special person, and that has sometimes I'll hear spirit talk about like the biggest heart. It's more than that with you. It's not just the biggest heart, but it's just you've got an abundant amount of white light, and it's very interesting. So it shows me that you're really connected to spirit. But Karen, also one of the strongest people I think I've ever read. When I tune into your energy, I can, on a multitude of levels, I can feel your strength, and that everybody in spirit wants to give that as a validation for you, and just how proud they are of you. Because there's also a mother energy. I don't know if this is mom or grandmother stepping forward and just talking about the strength that you've got and how you just persevere above and beyond these things that all of us go through, but you're a little bit different of how you get through. And someone keeps talking about the ring. What's with the ring? Do you have your mother's or somebody's ring, or does someone have someone's ring passed down?
No.
There's something, Karen. Make sure you keep it with you. There's also a Frank or Fran here too. There's a Francis or
Frank.
Frederick or who's Frank?
Frank he was just a friend. He's passed.
Wow, not a big surprise, Karen, that so many spirit are coming forward. That always happens with people that are very, very connected. But did Frank ever talk about a ring? So the ring is connected. That Frank is bringing something up. You said this was a friend?
Yeah.
It's by the way, it's a engagement or a diamond or a wedding band. That's what they're talking about. So somebody, is your mom still here or crossed?
No, she's crossed.
Why is your mother talking about the wedding band or the wedding ring or the wedding diamond? Did someone change something on a band or a wedding ring?
No, no.
Well, there's a reason why your mother is staring at you like, Karen, what? Like, you know the ring. She keeps talking about like you know what she's talking about with this ring. There's something she could be talking about a relationship, but she keeps referencing this Don ring. So if it doesn't
We
come, just
have.
make go
I
ahead.
have her wedding. I have her wedding ring on a necklace.
Oh my God, Karen. That's what it is. So when I asked about you have someone's wedding, like a ring handed
A
down,
ring.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I said, a ring.
Okay. Sorry.
And no, that's okay. I love the fact that you got it. That's all that matters. And that your mom, this is so cool that your mom is the reason why your mom talked about someone changed the ring or changed something about it. What she's referencing is that you've got it hanging on a necklace. That's the change. It's
Mhm.
not worn on a ring. I love that your mom is giving that such a
Mhm.
beautiful validation to make sure everybody, your mom is just clapping and applauding, and just how much, just make sure you know that your mom just said to me, it's really important for my daughter to know that I'm with her all the time. I'm around her. I'm watching her and I'm guiding her. And just, your mom just said to me, I'm in awe of my daughter. I'm in awe
Thank you.
of who she is and what she's accomplished, and also your mom just said how you handle things, and just your mother just said to me too, make sure you tell my daughter to be open and not have, like a lot of us have, walls or shields that, sometimes are just to protect us. And your mom
Mhm.
just said, my daughter has so much beautiful energy to give, but it's very, very important for my daughter also to get that from people and to be open to that. She's very good at giving it, but she also has to be very good at taking it. So I hope that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yes.
Keep
Yes.
yourself open in all aspects, Karen, because when spirit, like in this case your mom says that, it just means that in all aspects of your life, just be open, and not sometimes feel like what somebody wants or is thinking, or this is not going to happen. What your mom's saying is that you've got this beautiful life and lots of it that are going forward. So just make sure you keep open, because there's just your mom just wants you to be loved as much as you deserve to be.
Oh, thank you.
No, Karen, thank you for that. I'm going to leave you with that because I got to take a break, but lots of
Okay.
love, and thank you so much for calling.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Thanks,
Bye.
Karen, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium with Coach Elix. And let me just go right to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Jen?
Jen?
Yes.
Oh, good. Listen, I got the name right the first time. That's good for me. Jen. You know, it's funny, Jen. It's your full name is Jennifer?
Yes.
I kept hearing somebody in spirit. I can hear someone saying Jennifer, Jennifer. Jen, who's got the Ann or the A middle or first name?
A.
There's an Ann or Anthony or Ashley. There's a really really strong A that someone keeps giving me, and it's like there's definitely a grandmother. Have you lost one grandmother?
Yes, I have.
Well, there's a grandmother and it's mom's mom is crossed.
Yes.
She just comes from the right side, so I know it's maternal side. But she keeps talking about she just said to me Jen knows. So the A is something that's very obvious. Someone's either got first, middle, last name, but it's a really really close A to you. So make sure you keep it with you, and I'm sure it will come. There's also your grandmother just said to me. Your mother is here, right?
No, she's not.
I would never have guessed that, Jen, ever, because her energy is so close here. It's wow, that's amazing. Then your mom just said to me, whose birthday or anniversary is really close?
Coming up, my birthday.
Did you say your birthday?
Yeah, it's in October.
So where are we? September.
Her passing anniversary comes up on the 29th.
Of September?
Yes.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, because when you said October, I just heard it say there's also something closer. So just make sure you give that as a validation. Jen, why does she keep talking about a car? Was at first I thought, let me start with this. Did somebody work at some point, or did someone just do something with a car? Like, did you get a new car? Did someone get like transfer a car or do something with the registration with the car?
I didn't. I mean, I had to fix my car, but her car we had gotten rid of, and I don't know if this is saying too much or whatever, but I did like a spirit kind of letter, and it said something about a red car, and that was her car that she had before she passed.
Wow. I love that she's bringing... I love that she... What was that?
But I don't know where the car is or who it was given to, so I don't really know.
I love that. No, but I love the fact that there was a story connected to the car, and that's what your mom is giving as a validation. It's a beautiful way to let you know that she's always with you, and she keeps also talking about the pendant or the chain. There's something. Did she give you something like that you still have, or did someone give you? Why does she keep talking about it? It looks like a chain or a pendant on a chain.
I mean, I just had my pendant fixed for my sister, but then I also had my grandmother's ring fixed that had all of her children's birthstones on it.
Wow. But I love the fact that you just said you just had your sister's pendant fixed?
Yeah, she bought me a pendant necklace with a ring, and the ring stone fell out of it, and I just had it fixed.
I love it. I love that your mom's bringing that up, Jed. How cool is it to not only let you know that she knows about it, but also it's just a great, fantastic way to let you know that when this whole process was done, when it was fixed, she's right there with you. She keeps hugging you and saying, my daughter needs to be hugged. Is it just the two girls or two kids? Why does she keep giving me two?
So I have a sister, and then we have children, but it's just me and my sister.
Oh, I love it, because I know you referenced the sister. I didn't know if there was more, but your mom just said there's two. So just keep that. Just a great way, again, that your mom's letting you know that it's her, and she's giving that as a validation. She also keeps talking about something with the fan or a fan. I don't know if there's a story with the fan, like a manual fan, like you would use to like like cool yourself, or did someone like do something with air conditioning, or fan, buy a fan, or there's something with the fan.
What I just had my car, my AC was starting to leak underneath the glove box where the fan is like where it is in my car, and I had to blow it out, but it took me like 2 days to figure it out.
Oh my God. So you should have just called me earlier. This would have saved you 2 days, Jen, and I could have just checked in with your mother, and your mother would have just said, listen, it's the fan. So, and the AC. I love that. I mean, how cool is it that your mom is just, I just said to your mom, or your mom just said to me, Stephen, I just want to give validations to make sure my daughter knows I am with her every minute, how much I love her and how much I love the grandchildren also. But make sure, Jen, you keep the A with you. She's driving me crazy. It's her with this A. So
I had a baby cousin, Anthony. He passed away. He wasn't even a year old. He had his heart born outside of him.
Oh my God. So your mother just said, I had you say Anthony. So when you go back to this recording, or if maybe you even remember when I asked about the A, I don't remember this, but your mother just said, I said Anthony. So just know that the baby, and whose baby was that?
It was my mom's brother's baby, and my grandmother was very close to my mom and him.
Oh my God, Jen, how wild is that? That Anthony also wanted to make sure you knew that he was here, and that this is all about just making sure you know that they're around you, they're with you, they love you, and I'm going to leave you with that, Jen. Thank you so much for the call.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, bye-bye. And let me go to the next caller.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, who's this?
It's Cheryl.
Cheryl?
Yes.
Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, too. I'm glad that you called. So, Cheryl, MB, I keep getting someone screaming in my ear to you, M as in Michael or Mary, and B as in like Bob or Billy. I don't know if this is initials of somebody or this is two different people. So do you connect with the M or B?
I have a Mary, my grandmother.
So I love, but Grandma Mary is crossed, right?
Yes.
So just know that your grandmother Mary.
You know what? There's another one of Grandmother Maria. Oh no, that's not B. Never mind. Sorry.
Did you forget who your grandmother was? I love it.
No, because it's laborious, and I was thinking of ballpark, not.
Well, so Cheryl, so let me back up and just tell you that. So Grandma Mary is giving that as a validation that she's here, and she's letting you know she's here. But you got to keep the B, the Brian or Bob or Barbara. There's a B connected to you, either living or crossed.
Oh, my mother is Barbara. My mother is Barbara.
I love it. I love it. But your mom is crossed also?
Yeah.
Wow. So wait a minute, is Mary her mother?
Correct.
Wow. Oh, my God. When you think about this, Cheryl, imagine that your mother and grandmother step at the same time forward and give the letters of both their initials, Barbara and Mary, the B and M or M and B. It's just a great validation for you that they're here with you. And where does the strong father energy come in? Is your father crossed?
No.
So it's going to be a grandfather then that's stepping forward. And you know, it's very interesting, though. I almost, because I'm talking about your mom and your mother's mom on maternal side, but when the grandfather stepped forward, he pulled me to my other side and said, so your grandfather, your father's father must be crossed, right?
Don't know who he is.
Wow. Well, just let me tell you that he's crossed and giving as a validation, not surprisingly, Cheryl, that if you didn't know who he was, that he's coming forward first on the grandfather's front, and also just keeps telling me how much, I don't know what this means, so I'm just going to give it to you. He just said to me that growing up, how much you were and are loved. It's very interesting. That grandfather just keeps showing me you as a little girl, and as you're growing up, so many spirit hugging you, and it almost feels like taking away sadness. I don't know, and it sort of feels like it could be connected to your father. Is your father? Did you say your father's here or crossed?
He is here.
Um, I don't know where to go with this, Cheryl. Was your father like closed off, or was he not emotional, or was he not around?
He was, no, my father was. It's just that he had a stepfather, but that was like, I didn't know him very well, and I don't know my biological grandfather. Don't know who he was.
Wow. So maybe they're talking about, if your dad's still here, maybe they're talking about this was your father's stepdad?
Yes.
Wow. And clearly he must be crossed. I just keep feeling that there's but they're talking about you though, Cheryl. I just keep feeling like maybe it was lost. Maybe it was like when you were a kid losing, but I just feel like sadness. That's what they keep giving me as a validation, almost like getting your hopes up and then not happening. So did you have siblings?
Yes.
But you have an older brother?
Yes.
But is he still here?
Yes.
That's what they're validate. That's what they're pulling me towards. So I don't know. I don't know. Did he leave? Did he leave the house? Like was there a lot of years, or did he just leave the house early? Or it feels like there's some connection
Well, yeah,
between.
he kind of.
What
Yeah,
was
I
that?
mean, we're close though, but yeah, he didn't. He left when he was pretty young.
I just feel like maybe that's what they're talking about, of your sadness that he left the house and that he wouldn't be there. But that's what they give as a validation, and also the R name, like Richard or Robert. There's an R connection to you, like either
Yeah, might have been
leaving.
my father-in-law.
Was he an R?
Yeah.
Oh, so is he crossed?
Yeah.
Wow, so maybe it is. But is when you say ex-father-in-law, so is this is your ex-husband you're talking about?
Correct.
Is he still here?
No. The
Wow.
husband is. The father-in-law is not.
No, that's what I mean. So the father-in-law is not, but your ex-husband is still here.
Correct.
So just make sure you keep this with you, Cheryl. Your ex-father-in-law is just wants to make sure you know that he's around and tries to help any way he can with you. So I don't know what your relationship was with him, if you knew him, if you didn't know him, but just make sure you
I
keep
did.
just make sure you keep that with you, because he just keeps saying you're precious, like you're an amazing person, and he wants to make sure you know that he's always around. He just wants to make sure I think, regardless of how you felt about certain people, whether you liked them, whether you didn't, it doesn't matter. I always tell people, Cheryl, when you've got loved ones in spirit coming to you and just saying that they're there to help you, it's always a testament to you. It's a testament to what you bring to this world and how amazing you are. That's what that's all about. So make sure you keep that with you always, okay? And I gotta take a break, so I gotta leave you with that. So Cheryl, thank
Can
you
you do
so
me?
much.
That's all that. Mary and Barbara. That's all it was. They just came to say hello.
Not only to say, I love you, Cheryl. Not only just to say hello, but just to let you know that they're also around. When I do these readings on the radio, I have such a short period of time, so I've got to get as much as I can and let you know that they're here. So, and if they come forward, there's a reason for it. Just keep that with you, Cheryl, and I'll leave you with that. And lots of love to you. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. We will be right back. Elite?
Yes.
And welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium with Coach Elix here in the house. Let me go to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
Hi. This is Meg.
Meg. How are you, Meg?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, Meg. Oh my God. As soon as I heard your voice, I just saw angels everywhere around you, and that's always my symbol for you are crazy connected. Do you know like how connected you are to spirit?
I'd like to hope I am, but
Oh, it's not hope. It's Meg. It is not hope at all. That's oh my God, that's amazing. And it also feels like somebody is also connected to angels on a separate note. Either someone loves angels or pray to angels, either in spirit or here, and they're making sure they're around you, which is really wild. And Meg, where's the rose come in?
the rose?
Right, rose. Either the name Rose, or there is something to do with like a rosary, or a lot of times your loved ones in spirit will bring up a rose if you like somebody took like flowers or a rose from the service, just as a momentum, or if you bring roses to a cemetery, make sure you keep it with you if it doesn't come. Even sometimes it could be roses in a yard, in something like that. And 12,
Yeah, I got a few things that are on my mind.
with the rose, you mean?
Yeah, with the rose, yep.
Perfect. So however that falls, just make sure you keep it with you. But who's the mom energy? Is your mother
My
crossed
mom.
or here?
No,
she's crossed?
she's here. She's here.
So it's got to be then a grandmother. It's a really strong mother energy that's stepping forward. And she's the one that actually gave me the rose connection. So just keep it with you. And on a side note of the rose, someone's got a picture or someone painted or of flowers or roses. Did someone connected to you, Meg, like draw or like to paint?
Yeah. I'm from a very artistic community, family.
Community. I love that. But family, because it's got to be someone very, very close. And they keep showing me a picture, like a painting of flowers. So there's got to be something connected there. Or it could be a picture. It could be something that they're bringing up that you've got a picture of. And there's, were you going to say something?
I am a big flower fan. I'm a huge flower fan, and I have a lot of gardens. So maybe somebody's seeing that from above. I don't know.
I love that. I love that, Meg.
I don't know, but my husband just reminded me to water him today. So I guess.
But you have roses?
I don't have roses.
So keep the flower thing, but make sure you keep that rose thing, because there's something with the rose. Who's Ed or Elizabeth or Erin? Who's the E name? There's either living or crossed. And when you just said your husband told you to water the flowers, that rose is on his side.
Yep.
But who is that? How is that connect? Do you know?
Nope.
When you said yup, I thought you meant you knew. So just make sure it could be someone's first name, middle name, or there's something with a rose also on your husband's side. And the E is also the same thing. There's like an Edward, Elizabeth. It isn't a very, very strong Esther, Ethel E name connected to both of you, even though I keep getting pulled to to your husband's side. Did someone lose a brother or a brother-in-law?
Yes.
Who? Is it your brother? Is it a brother-in-law? Who is it?
It was my sister-in-law's brother-in-law.
Wow. So
but we were very. It was recent, and we were very close with him.
I love that he's coming through, Meg, and letting you know that he's at peace and he's funny. He's got a very, very good sense of humor, and just very, very live for the day. I love his energy. It's very, very beautiful, and just wants to give that as a validation. The father figure, though, your dad is crossed?
He has, yep.
So because your father said, do not hang up unless my daughter knows I'm here. I want to make sure she knows I'm here, and that how he's with you every single day and taking care also of your mother, Meg. Not to say there's anything wrong with your mom, but just saying that your father just said he's taking care of everything, and he's with the dog. Your father just said he's with the dog.
Oh.
So there's a little or medium sized dog, and there's Bowser or Bailey or Box. Who's the B connection? It may not be the one you're thinking of, but there's a B animal like Bailey or Brady or Bella. There is definitely a B connection here, Meg. So make sure you hang on to that too, okay?
Oh, but he said he's with the dog.
Your dad is with the dog, yes, and very excited he's with the dog.
He's going to be with my dog soon, who was his favorite. And my dog is 15 years old. He's a 15-year-old lab. I normally don't give this much information, but
I love that, Meg. I love the. But there's a dog in spirit already.
Me.
There's also a dog in spirit already, not the.
Oh,
not
really?
Yours. Yes. So just make
okay.
sure and keep that B name. So because I'm pressed for time, I gotta leave you with that, Meg. Thank you so much for calling.
All right, thank you.
Lots of love.
Have a wonderful
Bye-bye.
day.
You too. Thank you, Meg. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
I love Meg's energy. It's beautiful. And let me go to the next caller. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Hi, Stephen. It's Denise. How are you?
I'm good, Denise. How are you? Denise, let me get right to this. There's some kind of walk or race, or walk for hunger or race. Somebody connected to you used to or did or does some kind of walk or some kind of race?
Yes, I walk for ALS.
Is that something current, or is that like a long time ago?
No, it's something that one of my friends does every year, and actually you spoke to her dad last week. And it's funny he's coming through again because I just offered to go walking with her this year.
Oh my God. Wow. Denise, that is so cool. And that was a conversation that just happened. And just know that Dad, so he came through last week?
Well, it's her dad. My friend Lisa had called you last week. Her dad came through. And he's talking to me now about the same walk, I think. Yes.
I love Denise. I love that. He actually, it is him, and just said to me, I'm not talking to her about it. I want to make sure Denise knows I'm hugging her about it, that she's going to do that, and that how much that means to him and how much it means to your friend. There is something with an eye, Denise, but this is connected to you, I think. Do you remember somebody connected to you that had an eye issue? Like either, I don't know if this is like a vision issue, or the only time I ever get an eye is if somebody was connected to like an Irene or an Ira or some kind of I name. I usually bypass that because there's not a lot of people named I, so I usually go by that. But just in case it is, just keep that with you, unless this is the dad.
Yeah, I'll have to check with my friend about that. She may be listening, but I'll give her a call later.
There is something, even though it feels, who's Kevin or the C or K name connected to you, like Kevin or Kathy or Kathleen? There's a really strong C or K name.
My grandmother was Catherine.
Wow, I love it. Your grandmother is very cute because she just said, I want to make sure Denise knows someone on her side is coming through. I love Grandma giving that. It's a beautiful validation. But I'll tell you, Denise, it still feels like the eye thing is connected on your side. You know what it feels like? It feels like there's a patch on my eye, like something happened at some point, like I don't know if this is cataract surgery and someone's going to have a patch, and it feels like it's a long time ago. So make sure, and your grandmother just pointed to my forehead, which means that it's in your memory bank. This could be a double validation, but this is definitely something connected to you. And also Mike or Mary, there's an M connected to you.
Oh,
I know we got Catherine.
Catherine's daughter, Mary. My Aunt Mary.
Wow. Wait, so Aunt Mary is that Catherine's sister, or is that like Dad's sister?
Catherine's daughter. It's my dad's sister.
Wow. I kind of thought it was your father's side, too. So they're all coming through for you. And I just get signal that I got to stop because the show's ending. Denise, thank you so much for calling, and lots of love to you.
Okay, thanks, Stephen. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So just like that, it's over, as it always goes by so fast. I hope everybody enjoyed listening. I love doing what I do with these readings. And Coach Helix, are you here?
I'm here, but before you go, are you planning to tell people about
I am.
upcoming events?
I am, but I want to make sure you get your stuff in first. So tell people how they can find you.
They can find me at Coach Helix, and they can join me Friday, 1 p.m., the same station. Get a grip with Coach Helix.
You don't want to miss that. You can, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, check out Mark's show, 3 to 5, Mark's Jukebox, which is really amazing to listen to with the music selection. And one of the things I forgot to even talk about on Facebook Live is that I have 2 amazing events coming up for October. You do not want to miss these. And the greatest thing is, if you're not local, you don't need to be local. So on October 28th at Canton Town Club, I'm doing an event. You can find all of this on my website. You can purchase tickets there. It's going to be a crazy, amazing Halloween event in person. People can dress up. It's strongly suggested. You don't have to, but it's going to be really fun. There's going to be me doing readings, me doing notes. I'm going to hit every table. If you're not local, you can actually do the October 31st virtual event, which is going to be Halloween themed too. And you don't even need to be local. You can just do it from your living room, sitting on your recliner. That's how wild that is. And I'm so excited about these events. They're all on my website, so go check them out and get tickets ASAP, because there's an early bird special. So you save $10 if you purchase. This is just on the in-person one, because the registration, the tickets for the virtual are much cheaper. So if you want to save $10 on the in-person one, make sure you buy tickets before I think it's the 20th, I think. But you can check all of that out on my web site. And Elix, I almost called it the World Wide Web.
Oh, dear.
That's so sad. So listen, you can find me, Stephen the Medium, anywhere across social media, but check out my events. And we'll see you Friday, because I'm on Elix's show, and we'll see you next Wednesday for my show. So everybody, take care of yourselves, and lots of love to every one of you.
Bye-bye, everyone.